Hello, everybody. My name is Jaden Jones, and today I'll be going over my presentation, Biometrics Authentication, and it is revolutionizing cybersecurity with precision and privacy. For starters, what is biometric authentication? Let's start with the basics. Biometric authentication uses unique physical or behavioral traits to verify identity. Examples of this are fingerprints, facial features, iris patterns, and voice recognition. This technology matters because it provides a more secure and user-friendly alternative than passwords. You probably encountered biometric authentication. Well, not probably. Every person in 2024 at some way somehow encountered biometric authentication. You encounter every single day, whether it's through your phone. If you have iPhones, you have the facial feature that allows you to unlock it with your iPhone, or even if you have the old iPhones that you can actually put your thumb on, that allows you to unlock your phone. Then you also have um voice recognitions on iPhones such as Siri and all that when you want to talk to Siri and it pops up and you can have a conversation or ask anything you need and it calls you by your voice. That's another way that it also recognizes that you are actually the person and the operator of the phone. Key terms and definitions. To understand biometrics, we need to define a few key terms. Biometric refers to the analysis of unique traits, while authentication is the process of verifying someone's identity. Next on our list, we have false rejection rate or FR, FRR. And with FRR, it measures how often legitimate users are denied access. Then that will also lead us to false acceptance rate, which is FAR. And with that, it also means and it measures how often unauthorized users gain access over accounts. And last but not least, the last definition is liveness detection. And pretty much with liveness detection, it ensures the input comes from a real live person and not a fake sample or a bot. That's why I know when some of y'all on y'all computer, it might ask y'all to verify if you are a real person. That is liveness detection because it want to make sure that you're actually a real human being and not a bot. How biometric authentication works. First up, we have capture, and it is when the sensor collects biometric data. So that pretty much, as you can see, I got a picture of a fingerprint scan. You remember when I said in previously, if you had an iPhone that had a little button that you could put your thumb on and it allows you access to the phone. That is a biometric data scanner, fingerprint scan. So it scans your fingerprint to make sure that you are the person over the phone. Because once you set up your phone, it'll ask you to put your thumb on it so you can access it that way, other than having to use your password. But once you do that, then we'll lead on to the next step, which is processing. And with processing, it is an algorithm that analyzes the data. So once you put your thumbprint on your phone, it then analyzes it and processes it through. Then it'll reach the matching stage. With the matching stage, that's when the data is compared to a stored template or a stored password. So pretty much when you first set up your phone and when you put your thumb to get the biometric scan on there, it just comparing the two to make sure that you're an identical match and that you are the user over the phone. And last but not least, you'll have the decision. So that's whether or not the phone will allow you to have access or it would deny it. Next up, privacy concerns. Now with privacy concern, a lot of people are concerned in today the world that we live in today about biometric um, authentication because of the risk of the biometric database being hacked. Or they also have ethical concerns over the surveillance and misuse of the data. We also have the lack of standardized global regulation for biometric data handling. And pretty much the reason why a lot of people look at these concerns, because even me, I use biometric authentication daily, but I would feel a type of way if I come to find out that my biometric authentication on my biometric database have been leaked or has been stolen, because biometric data is irreplaceable if it got stolen. So if anybody was to hack into a biometric database and steal my biometric authentication, I will never be able to get that back. That information, all my passwords or whatever I have associated with that, will be stolen. And that will lead us to our issues and problem in biometric authentications. First up, like I said, we had privacy concerns. Privacy concerns is a huge thing. That's why we had a separate tab for it. One privacy concern that had happened was the risk of the biometric data theft and breaches, such as the OPM breach. Um, Although that biometric authentication offers many advantages, it also comes with challenges. And with this breach and this privacy concern, um, that means people information are stolen. In this OPM breach, over 5 million people information was stolen and linked and leaked out into the world. Then next thing you know, we have the accuracy issues. And with accuracy issues that come with many things, such as the environmental factors like lightning or dirt that can affect the performances that have on these biometric authentications. Um, but that's not even the only issue with that as well, because it's a financial issue as well, because a lot of people don't know it actually takes a lot of money to fund this biometric authentication. Like, um, it's just a whole lot of money. I don't want to give a number because I don't know the exact number. It was multiple numbers, but just know it's up there. It's up there. That's all you need to know. Um, and another real world example of the issues and problems we have in biometric authentication is the BioStar breach that happened in 2019. A lot of people might know about this. I don't know if y'all was in school at the time in 2019, but they actually taught about this in class where over 27.8 million biometric records was exposed. So just take a second and soak that in. 27.8 million biometric records. So that's 27.8 million people in this world today who information was exposed to the world in 2019. That's that's a lot. Next up, we have the approaches examined and their effectiveness. We have single modality, and for example of that, we have fingerprint scanning. And with fingerprint scanning, we have that is cost effective and is less vulnerable to hack or get a hold of besides passwords. Then we have the multimodal systems. They got combined methods such as facial and voice recognition, and the effectiveness um significantly reduces errors such as the FRR and the FAR, but increases complexity. Next up, we also have the anti-spoofing technologies, and it's pretty much like the technology like liveness, what I was telling you about, how it will see and check to detect that you're a live person instead of a bot and granting that bot access to your account, but they want to make sure that it's actually the actual person. And it improves security. As you can see, the effectiveness, it improves security, but it's not foolproof. So even though, oh, I'm sorry, let me go back. So even though that a person is, or even though a person, let's say, tried to hack it and it uses a bot, and that does pop up, that person can still just get access because it can just answer the question and let the bot do the rest. So it improves the security, but it's not foolproof. Next up, we have the remaining issues in biometric authentication. Despite several advancements, several issues remain. One of the issues can also be the centralized database storing biometric systems because they are still vulnerable to breaches. Systems often underperform for certain demographics due to bias in the algorithms. So with that being said, that it still can be a possibility of a breach in the system. Um, Lastly, the lack of global regulations for data breaches and data security leaves many issues. But one thing I do suggest doing is using a blockchain technology for the decentralized and secure, and they'll be able to secure storage over the biometric data. So with the suggested approach that I chose was the blockchain, to use the blockchain to decentralize storage, and it also reduced the risk of breaches. Next up, real world impact and examples. Now, as you can see, I have multiple examples and real world impacts that are going on in the world today as we speak. I don't know if y'all previously remember me mentioning Apple Face ID. So, like I said, millions of people use facial recognition daily for the device to unlock and also to make payments. I'm actually one of the people who uses that as well. Um, so with that being said, like with biometric authentication already making a significant impact, the Apple Face ID allows millions of users to be able to unlock their phones or make payments securely without having to type passwords or potentially having somebody looking through your phone or at your phone to take your information when you don't want them to. Next up, we also have the TSA Clear program. A lot of people might not know about the TSA Clear program, but that pretty much happens at airports, at streamlined airports. And it also helps out the security when they're using fingerprints and iris scans. It speeds up the process. Then we have the Aadhaar project that is located in India and is one of the world's largest biometric ID systems that we have today, and is affecting over 1 billion people by streamlining access to services. These examples show how biometrics are transforming industries worldwide. So even though a lot of people have concerns, look at these examples and look at the impact that they're doing for the world and kind of look at biometrics authentication in a different light. Avenues for future research. Looking ahead, there are exciting opportunities for research. We have AI powered biometric systems for research, which they can improve the accuracy, especially for presented groups, underrepresented groups. Next up, we have like as well. We also have um, irrigation with IoT, and that's just pretty much the biometric authentication for smart homes and vehicles. Um, a lot of people also use biometric for their homes. Like if you got a security camera, they allow you to have access and type in the code as well. Whether even you can control it from your phone. Biometric authentication allows stuff like that to happen. Um, Biometric authentication could be also integrated into the Internet of Things. That's why it allows you to be able to have it with your smart homes or your vehicles, such as Tesla. Tesla uses it as well. Next up, we have advanced anti-spoofing measures. Like I previously mentioned numerous of times, the liveness detection, it is also powered by a machine learning. So it can further enhance security. Beyond cybersecurity, that these innovations could not only benefit industries, but it also could benefit healthcare or law enforcement or even our education. Like a lot of us are in cybersecurity right now as we speak, but AI is another way that can implement and help us out day by day. And it's just something that is one of a kind. And it's very amazing that we have this advanced technology to help us even pursue and succeed in life. In conclusion, biometric authentication is a game changer in cybersecurity. It offers unmatched convenience and security, but still faces challenges like privacy concerns and biasness and cost. Addressing these issues through research and innovations will be crucial for it to spread worldwide and have worldwide adoption. So it can pretty much not only just benefit us, but benefit everybody all around. For references, included all the sources that I use for my presentation. As you can see that you can click on these links. They ensure that the accuracy and credibility of my information is shared. So if y'all fact check, if y'all want to have any questions or y'all want to fact check to make sure everything I'm talking about is valid, these are the links that you can click on and use. Without further ado, I just want to say thank you for your time and thank you for allowing me to get your attention for today. If you have any questions, comment down below or text me personally.